Hello guys, this is your friend Cindy, and this is part 3 of our series, the Create Our Game, or our first game in GODot series. So in this video, we are going to be doing 4 things. We are going to create a menu for our game that is going to be shown when we start our game first time, and the second is the opening of our game. It's a very simple introduction of what is happening on the game itself, and the third is the respawn area of our enemy. So as of now, our enemy is just there, and when it queued free from the world, it won't respawn again. So we're going to create an area where our enemy will respawn at a certain time. Okay, and the fourth one is our health UI here. So we are going to create a UI for our health, so we can see the status of our player. Okay, so let's start with the menu. So in the menu, we're just going to create that here in the scene. I'm just going to create a new scene here, and it's going to be main menu scene, and here I'm going to go for 2D scene. It's going to be main menu as well, and I'm going to give it a canvas layer. And I'm just going to add a texture rect to the canvas layer and add some textures here. So I have here another texture that I've added, and it is the menu background texture here. I'm just going to drag it here at the texture, and it will be added to our program or our game. And when we start it, it won't show the full image. As you can see, it cuts here. You can actually see on how far it will be rendered on the screen. There's a line. So what we're going to do is just expand that, and then click the layout and then full rect, and it will be expanded to the full ratio or full resolution of the screen. Okay, as you can see there. And we're just going to add a button here. So you can make your button a little bit fancier than mine. I'm just going to say play here or something, and I'm going to give it new font there and size, because we cannot actually see the play text there. So I'm just going to add a font here. Just add a new dynamic font, click that, and here at the font, just add a new dynamic font data, click that, and then here just locate your font path. So my font, I have added my font here in the resources in the font folder, and I have here the Lete Rata italic, and it is supposed to have the TTF extension here at the end. Okay, so that is font. Just open that and go here at settings, and then just configure the size of your font however you want. Say 40 for now, and it becomes this big. So that's it. Now we can just save our font. Save here, and let's just go to, let's make a new resource here, new folder, sorry, fonts, and let's just say new dynamic font, and let's add the size here. It's 40. So we can use that font if we want to give another node a font data. We can just say load here, and then we can just load the font, and it will be applied to the node. For instance, this button node. Okay, so here when we click the play button, we're just going to change the scene into our test world scene. Okay, so we need a signal for our button here, but first we just need to we need to add a script to the main menu. So if we add a signal right now, and we don't have the script for our main menu, it's not going to be added there, as you can see. So let's cancel that. Let's add a script. Let's just add the script to the scene folder there. Let's create the script, and then let's go back to the 2D. Here, the button, let's add a signal press. So when you press this button, what are we going to do? So we're just going to change the scene into the test world scene. So let's preload our test world scene here at the main menu script. Use the preload class by the GODot, or what should I call this? Preload method, preload function, I don't know. But that's on the script. Let's just preload the test world TSCN here, and then copy the alright, let's put a code here. So when you press the button, we're just going to jump from this scene to another scene. Alright, so let's use the get 3 and then change scene 2, and then let's pass the pack scene to this parameter, and the pack scene is this test world here. So when you run our main menu right now, main menu, and when you start, or when you click this play button here, it's going to pass us to the test world scene. Okay, that's it. Now the next thing that we want to do is to have an opening to our game. So when you click the start button here, we want to play an opening first, and then we are going to jump to our main scene, or to our actual test world scene there. Okay, so let's actually create our opening scene right now. Let's go to the scene as well. Just add a new scene here. It's going to be opening scene, and here at the opening scene, we're just going to make the root as 2D scene. Rename this to opening, and add an audio player, audio stream player here, and it's going to be the BG music. That means background music. Add a new scene. It's going to be audio stream player as well. It's going to be voiceover music. And the next thing that we want to add is a canvas layer. This canvas layer will be our background of our opening. So you can create your own background. You can create your own background that is like, that will look very interesting to the player, or something like that. So in this session of our video, I'm just going to reuse the background that we have used in the main menu. So I'm just going to add a texture rect. You can even add a moving background if you want. Okay, so I'm just going to reuse this menu background here, and just check the expand and full rect. Okay, and after that, I'm just going to add a label to my texture rect there. I'm just going to make it center, and then to move the left and the right side of our label, just hold the alt, and you can move the two, or so. So here, I'm just going to align this to center, and V-line to center, so it will be on the center there. And I'm just going to add a new font here. Load the font that you've created earlier, or so. And here, just make the auto wrap on, so it'll be if this is full, it won't adjust the size of the label, and will just go to the next line, to the next row line. Okay, so auto wrap, for instance, it will go like this. Yes, as you can see. So we will put some subtitle here later, but let's just leave it as that for now. The next thing that you want to add here is the animation player. There. And here at the animation player, let's create a new animation. It's going to be start. Okay, and it's going to be 24 seconds. Okay, so here we are going to add some properties of our nodes that we have added here. For instance, the audio player, the audio stream player. So first, let's off this animation for now. Let's go here at the background music and add the resource, the stream for the background music. I have here my music added in my resource there. So I'm just going to drag this mp3 file to the stream. As you can see, it adds, and when I start playing here, it will play the audio. Okay, I'm just going to make it off right for now, and I'm going to go here at the voiceover. I'm just going to add a voiceover for the stream, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go back to my animation player, and I'm going to click for whatever node I want to add on my animation player. So I'm going to click for the background music, and I'm going to key this playing property here. Just click the playing here, for it will add on the 0 time or the 0 second time there. Just click the playing and create a new key for that. But then I have to adjust the value of playing to true whenever I play the start animation. The start animation. The next property is from the voiceover music, and I'm just going to create a new key for playing property. And here, the playing property, I'm going to make the value become 0 or so, right? So that's it. So I want my animation player to stop after my voiceover music, stop playing here. So I'm just going to go for 24 seconds, and here what I'm going to do is click the background music first and off the playing, and then key that, so it will stop playing in the 24th second. I'm going to do that on the voiceover music as well. Just key that. So it will only take 24 seconds to play this too, and then we have to stop playing the music and the voiceover. The next thing that you want to do is fade this texture rect here. So to fade the texture rect, we can do that by the visibility and adjust the modulation here. So if we adjust the modulation to alpha 0, it will not be shown to the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is adjust that if we are on the 20 second, and I'm just going to adjust the visibility of my the visibility of my texture rect. So first, I'm just going to make sure that from the start our texture rect modulation is on default, and it's fully modulated. Alpha is 255. So I've added that here on I've added that on the 24th second. So I'm just going to delete this. Let's delete that, and then here that 0, that means when our animation starts, I want my texture rect to be modulated at full alpha. So I've keyed that.
Some say it's
Okay.
Some say it's a nuisance. He is the one. We call him the owl.
I guess that's how it's done. Let's just create a new animation for our modulation animation. Let's just make sure the texture rect is visible. Just create a new key for visibility here, and here let's just create a new animation. New, That's going to be the stop
who is
animation.
born for
So here's the
alongside
stop animation. It's
now.
going to take just 3 seconds, a solid 3 seconds.
Some say
And what it's going to get is,
some say it's
wait. And what it's going to get is the texture rect visible. It's going to start visible true, and the modulation will start as full modulated. That means the alpha is 255, and I'm just going to go for 3 seconds and then duplicate this. Just click this, Control D, and you can just duplicate that. Now click the last modulation here and just configure the value to 0. And the visible, also set the visible to false. We don't want our texture rect to be visible at all. Okay? So when you play our okay, so for the stop animation, let's also add the background music playing to false to just be sure. So we have stopped this on the end of the start animation, but we're just going to like make it sure that they won't make a sound. They won't play their stream when we play our stop animation in the animation player. Okay, so here I'm going to wait. Okay, so we're just going to add this to our main menu. To our test world. So whenever our test world is ready, we're just automatically play our animation. Okay, so let's create a new canvas here for our opening scene, so that we can make sure that it's going to be rendered on the whole window. And then let's say in canvas, in this instance, the scene, opening scene to the canvas, or so. Now here let's add a script, create that, and here at the ready, we're just going to create a function for us. And what we're going to do to the function is just play the animation. First, let's declare the animation. Player. Here. And for the function play start, let's just play the start. Let's create another function for play stop. And let's just play the stop animation of our anim player. Okay, so in the ready function, let's just call the play start function. So that means when our main menu, when we click our main menu and it will change the scene to the test world, the opening scene will automatically play itself. Okay, and after playing itself, we can check if our voiceover message is done playing. So we can check that by giving it signal finish. So if it's finished playing, let's add it here. If it's finished playing, let's just play the play stop function, or so. And we also need to add, like, whenever we click the texture rect here. So I'm going to go for the mouse, and I'm just going to make it the filter stop, so it will filter all of the clicks here, and it won't click the window that has been rendered below it. Okay, so it will stop all the actions or the input in this texture rect. I'm just going for mouse. So I can't really So I can get the GUI input by our mouse. I'm just going to add a new input here. Mouse click, and then here the mouse click, I'm just going to add a mouse button, left button, yes. And here, let's get the GUI input, connect with the opening, and if input get action strength mouse click is true, or if ever we have clicked our mouse on the screen, let's just print has been clicked for now. So let's try to play our main menu, and let's see what happens.
For a long time now, many fight for the top. Some say it's a miracle.
So I'm just going to replace the text here later.
We call him.
So I'm just going to match my voice over to the subtitle here. But for now, let's see what happens. And that is how our opening works. Okay, so now we are just going to be redirected to the game itself. But how about if we click? How about if we click our opening scene? What will happen?
For a long time now.
It doesn't really detect our click here. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a button specifically for the purpose of skipping our introduction. So I'm just going to add it here on the texture rect. Add a child node. It's going to be button, and I'm going to add the button here. I'm just going to edit the text. And I'm going to give it a font. So I'm just going to load my font. There. So. And for the label, okay, that's it for now. Let's just add a signal. Press. Let's connect it on the opening script. And let's just delete this and remove the connection or the signal here. So if we have click or press button here, we're just going to play the stop or so. Now let's try again to stop our opening. Play
for a long time
or so. So we have successfully stopped our opening, right? But like there's a bug. Let's try again. Okay, so it's not a bug. It's not actually a bug. It's just that there is an enemy in front of our player. So if we start our game, it's going to load the test world scene as well, and our player will die. So that is the problem there. I'm just going to edit, and I'm just going to toggle the visibility of this to false. And I can really toggle the visibility to false. I'm just going to set the visibility of the texture rect by off, by false. So in animation player, we are setting the visibility of our texture rect to true, so there is no problem because we're just going to play the animation player, so it's going to just toggle itself to true if ever we play that. Let's just save this, and as you can see, So what we're going to do next is create a respawn area for our boomers here, for our enemy here. So as you can see now, if this boomer die, it will be queued free from the whole game. So it won't be back on the game. So what we're going to do is create a point where we can respawn our enemy. So there won't be a problem on the enemy count on the game. So I'm just going to create a new scene here on the enemy. Here in the enemy, I'm just going to create a new scene. It's going to be spawning area. And here, what I'm going to do is add a 2D scene for that. And add a timer for later purposes. So we're going to use a timer later. Spawn time. And here, what we're going to do is add a script. Just add that on the enemy folder. And we are going to preload our boomer pack scene here. After preloading that, we're going to create a function that will add the boomer to the scene if ever we have a spawning area on the scene. Okay, so pump. So what we're going to do is instance the boomer. So var boomer ins is equal to boomer dot instance. After instancing the boomer, we are going to set the position of the boomer where it's going to be respawn on the scene. It's going to be like boomer ins that position is going to be the global position of where we have positioned the spawning area 2D. I mean the node 2D here. And then we have to get the tree, the root, and here at the root, okay. And here at the root, we're going to call the method and use the method add child, and we have to add the boomer instance here. So let's test that by declaring this to the ready function here. So if our spawning area is ready, it needs to like respawn a boomer scene. So here at the enemy, let's delete this actual boomer scene, and instead of adding boomer, let's just add a spawn area or so. Now let's drag the spawning area and test this here. Sorry, it's the opening. It's not the spawning area. Let's click the spawning area. Click the alt, or so, sorry, hold the alt so you won't move any nodes that is on the front of the spawning area. So let's duplicate that, Control D, and just do this. Okay, here we are going to play the game. Alright, let's just skip that. And as you can see, they have respawned there. So 1, 2, and 3. So we actually made them respawn in the area just by using our spawning area. Let's check if they are moving. Let's check if they are moving. Oh yeah, they're moving. So it's a good thing that they are moving on the same area that we have made them respawn. If they're chasing us, then there is no problem on the code. And as you can see, it's chasing us completely like that. Okay, so that's a good sign. The next thing that we want to do is we are going to check if they are dead, and if they are dead, we're just going to use our timer here, and after that timer ends, we're just going to respawn a new boomer. Okay, so here I'm just going to add a wait time for 5 seconds. That means when they died, we're going to send a signal to our spawning area, and we're going to start a time, and after the time is finished, we're going to respawn a new boomer or so. Okay, so let's go for our boomer. Let's go to the boomer. Where's our boomer? Go for the boomer GD here, and as you can see here, when we respawn, what we're going to do is add a connection. So first, let's declare a signal here. Let's say signal died, just like that. And here at the ready function, let's get our parent. So var parent is equal to get parent or so, and let's connect. So self, use the connect function and connect the died to our parent and connect to a function from our parent. So let's make a function name here. For instance, player died detected. So whenever we have emitted the died signal, it's going to go for the parent and just basically run this method. So player died detected doesn't exist for now. So let's go for the spawning area and actually create that function or so. So what we're going to do here is start our time. Okay, that's just basically that. We're just going to start our time. So on ready var spawn time is equal to spawn time, and then let's start our spawn time. So when we start our spawn time, let's go here on the spawning area. Let's just check the one shot. So when we start our spawn time, it reach the 5 seconds, it's going to give the signal timeout. So it's use and connect the signal timeout here, and after it reach the time and execute the spawn timeout, we're just going to use the respawn method in order for us to just respawn again or so, just like that. So now when we run our test world,
for a long time.
oh sorry, there is a problem here. So we have connected the died signal to the player died detected function, right? But we haven't emitted the died signal yet. So whenever we died here, the boom time, where is this? Yeah, this one. So before we queue free, we are going to emit the signal. So emit signal, and the signal that we're going to emit is the died signal that basically just do the things that we wanted to do.
For a long time.
Okay, so let's test this. So we have killed one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there is a little problem. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, there's a problem. Okay, there's a problem. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let's try to create a function. So here in the function, what we're going to do is emit the signal. Okay, so enemy died, and here instead of connecting the died, no. Okay, so let's try this. So we're going to connect the enemy died to the player detected function, and here no, I guess this is not the correct way to do this. Let's just put died for now. Parent hello guys, so the error here is that the parent that we are getting here is not actually the spawning area, because here in the spawning area we are adding the boomer instance not on the spawning area node but on the root. That basically means the parent that we are getting doesn't have the player died detected function. It's not actually player died but enemy died. Enemy died detected function. Let's just rename that here. So what are we going to do is create a function here that will get the player for us. Okay, so let's create a function here, and it's going to be set parent, and here we're just going to get the parent, and let's create a parent variable here. It's equal for null for now. Let's going to say new parent and self that parent is equal to new parent, and here let's just delete this line, and when we spawn our boomer, we're going to set the parent of that boomer to the spawning area. So here boomer ins that set parent, and we're going to we're going to pass the self for its parent. Now if we try our program, so wait for a while, I'm just going to go here. So if the enemy detected function is emitting, I'm just going to print something like add. Let's try again. Okay, just skip that. So as you can see there, one of the enemy has died, and let's wait for 5 seconds. Yeah, it respawned. So when it died, it's going to queue free, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to respawn there. So on the respawn, you can add animations however you like, but I'm just not going to do that because it's going to take long. It's not really that long, but I'm going to go for that. So that is how we respawn our enemy. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. Okay, so you can adjust how fast you want the respawn time to be here at the spawn time. So if you want it to be like 1 second, every 1 second there will be a new enemy. Let's just skip that. As you can see, it died, and after it killed free 1 second, it will be respawn again. I like that bug though. You know, that bug that I can go and jump on top of the enemy or so. So the next thing that we actually want to do is add an HP count for our player. Okay, so let's do that here, now we can actually just deploy our enemy to anywhere on our world scene, and we can play it, right? So what I'm going to do here next is add a new canvas layer, and the canvas layer is for our stats, so player stats, and I'm just going to add a scene for our stats. So what I'm going to do is go for a scene, add a new scene here. It's going to be player stats scene, and here in the player stats scene, I'm just going to add a label. Okay, so the label will be on top, and let's add a font to that label. Let's add a font, new font here. Oh, sorry, let's just load a font because we have actually just exported a font resource there, and let's just say health 3 or so for now. So if we wait, so the root node won't be label. This is kind of wrong. The root node would be node 2D, so we can't actually do that. What I'm going to do is just delete this and create a new 2D here. Or you can also create or use a control node, the green one. Actually, let's just use the user interface node for us. Here, and let's just say add a label here, and here the label, let's add a font. So the font for that, add a sample text here, 3. Let's make it center. Now I guess it's left or so. Now we are going to add this node to our test world player stats here instance. That node is going to be player stats tscn. No parent to instance the child at. What? Player stats tscn. Yeah. So now in the player game, for instance, skip the introduction.
For a long time now,
Oops.
many
We cannot actually skip the introduction because of the player stats node there. So we can't click anything. So what we're going to do is adjust the player stats layer here, and it's just the opening canvas layer. Let's adjust it and make it 2, so it will be rendered at the top. So the player stats will be 1 and the open canvas will be 2. Let's try again if we can click the skip button now. Why we can click? Nope, we cannot. Let's go here for a mouse. So let's use the pass here, so we can actually just like pass our mouse input from this node to the node below it. So oops, there's stats. Yeah.
For a long time now,
we cannot actually do that. I think let's just change the type for node 2D. I think that will make our
for a long time.
or so, right? So now whenever you move, the health label will be in the same place, like that. Okay. The problem is when you start a program, our label is showing.
For a long time now, many fight.
So we don't want that to happen. So let's try to get rid of that. So I got a layer of 2 from the in the opening canvas, and here at the player stats I have a layer of 1. Wait, let me reinstantiate that. Player stat tscn. Let's try again.
For a long.
Oops. So it's still showing. I guess we have to move this. Oops. Or so. Now let's try again.
For a long time now, many fight.
It's still showing in the screen. Okay, let's go here. I don't know if I could. Let's try again. But if it's still showing in front, we can just actually do code this, but I'm not going to do that here. Let's just ignore that for now. I'm going to fix that off screen, I guess. So what I'm going to do is, alright, let's just do something in the test world. So let's create a script on the test world. Let's just forget that. I'm going to go create a new folder here. It's going to be folder Singleton. So singletons are actually just it can be script or it can be scene, and what you can do to a singleton is start them at the start of your game, and you can get and use the codes that you have created on a singleton wherever you want on your program. I'm just going to create a new script for my singleton. It's going to be PlayerStats GD, and I'm going to open that PlayerStats, and here I'm going to actually delete all of this. I don't need that. So var, let's create a new variable here, health, and it's going to be 3 by default, and create a function here, set health. Or so. So now what we're going to do is to actually make this singleton. So just go here to project settings, go here to auto load, and locate your singleton, and then add the player stats GD, and make sure it's checked on enabled here, and actually close that. So let's go to our player. here. So what we're going to do is, here at the player ready function, we are going to get the label. Okay, so var label is going to null. It's going to be null for now. And here, let's just say var label is equal to get parent that get node. So for you to have suggestions here on the parent, just go to the parent, which is the test word scene, and go back to the player GD, control space, and you can have all of the nodes in the player scene. So I'm just going to locate the player stats label here and put that on the label variable. Now whenever my player gets hurt here, I'm just going to get the current health. So var current health is equal to player stats. So as you can see, because it's a singleton, we can actually just use all of a variable and methods inside that wherever we want, wherever we are in the system. Stats that get health. So we have to get first the health, and then if the health is not 0, okay, then we have to respawn our player. If current health, so if current health is not less than 1, that means it's either going to be 1 or above 1. So then if our player's current health is less than 1, okay, so no. So let's not check in this line. Let's first decrement our current health. So I'm just going to go for a new variable here. New health is going to be equals current health minus 1, and I'm going to set that to our player stats set health new health, and here what I'm going to do is get the value again. Now we can actually just check it by using this thing. So if new health is less than 1, that means 0, then we have to go back to the main menu. So it's passed for now. Else, if health is not less than 1, then what we're going to do is just set the new health. So player stats that set health and pass the new health there, and after that let's just change the value of the label. So label, so we have a label variable here. So it's not, it doesn't have any suggestions here. Say it's label, so it would have a suggestions of a label. Text is equal to str, it means string, str health dash, okay, that's str, and let's get our health, okay, and then after getting the health, let's just respawn. Now let's just go to the respawn point of our player. Now here, if our health is less than 0, less than 1, sorry, if it's 0 and less than that, then we have to change scene to our main menu. Okay, so let's declare the main menu here. So var main menu is equal to load our main menu. To load our main menu, let's just get the main menu here, the sen, drag that there, so, and then use the get tree that root that change sorry, so it's not root, it's actually just going to be change scene to, and then this just pass the main menu here. And let's start our program again. Skip that. So let's see if our, oh yeah, we have died once there, so our health decreased by 1. As you can see, it's going to be 1, and let's die one more time or so it redirects us to the main menu scene. So we can add some transitions to that, like animations if you want, but that's the point of the video. We have created all of the things, so some things may not be well delivered to you, some things may not be well explained to you, but then I guess I have just like given the concept of some things in GODot, and I hope that helps you on your own game. So for now, I guess it has some bugs, like here when we start a game, our health is by start 2. So to fix that, just make your player away from the enemies. And here at the start in our main menu, here at the start, let's just refresh our health to 3. Set health to 3. So from the start, it will always be 3, and yes, that's it. And here at the test world, I also see one bug here, which is our health bar, or our health label here is like that. It's on the screen when we start our test world scene. So what can we do in that is go to the opening scene. In here the script, let's just get the label. Here at the here, let's just declare label equals null, and put a value on the label by getting our parent. So get parent that get the node of the parent, and to have a suggestions, go to the test world, and again control space and go fetch that. So here, opening, no, it's not the opening, so it's not the parent, this is not the parent that we want to get. So let's parent is equal to get parent, and here we're going to use the parent to get another parent and get the node. And here you can see we can get the here the PlayerStats label. So now we can actually just on the ready, if we play our start animation here, let's just use make the label visible to false, and here at the stop, let's just yield And after our name player animation finish, let's just set the label to visible true. So now when we go for main menu and starter game, it's going to be like this. Play.
For a long time
It's going to play that, and you can also you can skip.
for the top. Some say it's a miracle. Some say it's a nuisance. He is the one. We call him the owl. The one who is born to rule.
Or so. So yeah, as you can see, there it goes. So let's try to die. Health 2, health 1. Oops. And there you go. So you can add like a new seed to that, and it will make a choice like go to the main menu and go something like this. You can make that on your own. I have alright. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe to the channel. I'm not very good at this. I'm very sorry for that. I'm going to be good, I guess, later if I make more of this kind. Thanks.